Welcome to Exam Sale. In this video, we will be explaining the syllabus of the HashiCorp Certified exam. The exam consists of 9 domains, each with a specific weight and focus. The first domain, use the Terraform workflow to manage infrastructure, makes up 24% of the exam and is focused on mastering the standard execution cycle of Terraform projects. The second domain, read, write, and modify configuration, makes up 20% of the exam and is focused on defining and customizing infrastructure resources using HashiCorp configuration language. The remaining domains account for the other 56% of the exam, covering topics such as understanding Terraform basics, implementing and maintaining state, using Terraform outside the core workflow, interacting with Terraform modules, understanding infrastructure as code concepts, understanding Terraform's purpose, and understanding Terraform cloud capabilities. Use the Terraform workflow to manage infrastructure domain is where you will learn how to manage infrastructure using Terraform. This includes initializing a working directory, producing an execution plan, applying configuration changes, and destroying managed infrastructure. You will also learn how to utilize non-interactive modes for automated pipelines, identify and manage resource drift through the workflow, and understand the impact of infrastructure changes in plan output. This domain is worth 24% of the exam and is considered hard, requiring around 12 hours of study time. The read, write, and modify configuration domain is all about configuration management using Terraform. In this domain, you will learn how to declare and configure resource blocks, implement data sources, use variables, define output values, and manage resource dependencies. This domain also covers using built-in functions for data transformation, applying meta-arguments, and utilizing HCL syntax and resource declaration. This domain accounts for 20% of the exam and is considered medium difficulty, requiring around 10 hours of study time. In the Understand Terraform Basics domain, you will gain a fundamental understanding of Terraform's provider ecosystem, plugin architecture, and installation processes. This includes learning about provider-based architecture, installing and configuring providers, managing provider versions, and understanding the role of the Terraform CLI. This domain also covers plugin caching mechanisms and how to navigate the Terraform registry for provider documentation, accounting for 12% of the exam. This domain is considered easy, requiring around 5 hours of study time. The Implement and Maintain State domain focuses on securing and managing Terraform's state file. You will learn about the purpose of the state file, how to configure local and remote backends, how to implement state locking, and how to manage sensitive data within the state file. Additionally, you will understand how to execute state manipulation using Terraform state commands, compare local and remote state storage implications, and inspect the state file for errors. This domain accounts for 12% of the exam, has a medium difficulty level, and requires around 8 hours of study time. Use Terraform outside the core workflow domain covers utility commands for code maintenance, inspection, and legacy resource integration. This includes formatting configuration files, validating configuration syntax, importing existing infrastructure into Terraform state, and manually marking resources for recreation. This domain accounts for 10% of the exam, is considered medium difficulty, and requires around 6 hours of study time. In the Interact with Terraform Modules domain, you will learn about encapsulating and reusing infrastructure configurations through modular design. This includes defining module structures, calling modules from local and remote sources, passing input variables to child modules, accessing child module output values, managing module versions, and understanding module scoping and variable inheritance, accounting for 10% of the exam. This domain has a medium difficulty level, and requires around 7 hours of study time. The Understand Infrastructure as Code, IAC, concepts domain covers fundamental principles and advantages of managing infrastructure through code. You will learn about the benefits of infrastructure as code, how to distinguish between technical and business value, compare mutable versus immutable infrastructure, and identify declarative versus imperative approaches. This domain also covers the concept of idempotency in automation and accounts for 4% of the exam. It is considered easy and requires around 2 hours of study time. The Understand Terraform's Purpose, versus other IAC. Domain positions Terraform within the DevOps toolchain and multi-cloud strategies. You will learn about the advantages of multi-cloud deployment, how Terraform manages resource life cycles, and how it compares to other configuration management tools. Accounting for 4% of the exam, this domain is considered easy, and requires around 2 hours of study time. The Understand Terraform Cloud Capabilities domain covers utilizing HashiCorp's managed service for collaboration and governance. You will learn about Terraform Cloud Workspaces, Sentinel for Policy as Code, private module registry functionality, remote execution benefits, and how to configure VC's integration. This domain accounts for 4% of the exam, is considered easy, and requires around 3 hours of study time. In conclusion, the HashiCorp Certified exam consists of 9 domains, each covering a specific area of Terraform knowledge. It is essential to understand each domain and how they contribute to the overall exam to feel confident and prepared. By studying and mastering these domains, you will become proficient in Terraform and ready to take on the exam.